Hello guys, how are you? How is going? How is it going? So recently I am recording this podcast. So today's topic will be uh, your standard and others people's standard. It means that how do you think about your standard and other standards? So there are two type of people in the world. First type of people who never ever think that their standard is lower than others, and number two type of people is they always think that their standard is always not that in a good position that they wanted to be. That means that their standard is always lesser than anyone else, and this is mainly two types of people that I am talking about today. Yes, let's talk about the first number one, which is very toxic mentality people, which is always think that your standard is higher than everyone. Yes, it's always good that you think good about yourself. It is always good that you are not self demeaning person. You always want to keep yourself higher than anyone, which is good, which is always good. But the fact is, whenever it is a point of learning, when it is point of keep your mouth shut, that time where you are talking, it means that sometimes you don't believe that you have a lack of knowledge, and you can learn something from anyone everyone. But the fact is, you when you always think that my standard is higher, that is mean that you always think that you are higher than anyone else on the earth, and that the mistake people usually make. So that, the thing this is the thing this is the fact that people always make mistake, right? And hmm so this is what people always do mistake, and yeah, that's the thing. And whenever we think that we make mistake, these people do not learn from others, and that's the saddest part of this. Always think that my standard is higher than anyone else. And if I talk about another part of it, which is always think number two is always think that your standard is always lesser than anyone else. It means you are self-demeaning person. So what actually the correct point of it point is always be a learner. It means that whenever you go, you should think that I am a learner. I can learn anything and anything from anyone else. And if you have this mentality, you will be humble. And whenever those person number one, when you think that your standard is always higher, it means that everyone is lower class than you, and you don't have any respect to anyone else. And that's the point that I'm talking about. You will be a disrespectful person. You will not genuinely help people. You will not do that. So that's why number one is are pretty much toxic. Number two is what people, it's also a toxic that you are demeaning your person, because at the end of the day you live with yourself. So whenever you whatever you are, you have to live with yourself. When you are dissatisfied with yourself, when you are disappointed with yourself, you will be depressed. You will be someone who will not be able to talk to anyone, and which is also a bad thing, because you have to talk to anyone else. So that's why this is the middle point when you are learner, because when you are learner, first number one, problem solve. when you will be humble, so there is no higher standard problem. Number two problem solved when you think that your standard is lower than anyone else, so that you don't talk to anyone else. You will talk to everyone, because you are a learner. You are sharing your knowledge, and you are gathering your knowledge. You are listening to people, you are talking to people, you are interactive. So don't think that to forget about the standard thing. Learn and execute. You are a learner, this thing. Whenever you think that you are a learner, everything will be solved. Everything will be solved very easily. Why I am talking this standard and this learner at this moment, at this point in this podcast, is because yesterday I went somewhere where I was little shy yesterday, because there was a couple of people. There was a huge we were like 9 people out there, and without me there were 8, and all of them were very rich, of course richer than me. Everybody belong in a very high society, high quality people, and I was the one who is a little shy and a little poor guy among those bunch, among those guy. And um, yeah, I thought that uh, this is not gonna happen. Like I thought that I should not talk, I should not interactive. But everyone was very helpful. Everyone gave me so much validation. Everybody gave me so much friendly vibe. I enjoyed everyone's company. And yes, in that case I was not thinking about the standard, that this is his standard, this is my standard, his my high standard is higher than my standard. I was not thinking about this way. I was thinking about something like, okay, I think there is something to learn, something there is something that I can motivate myself, and I can be more, like, more developed. Because when you are a couple of people in a couple of in a group, and you think that everyone is higher standard than you, you will demeaning yourself. So this is number point two. Remember, this is number one. You'll be starting demeaning yourself. But here it's not happening. Here what's happening, that I am not demeaning myself. What I'm doing is I am learning from them. I'm learning how they talk. I'm learning how they behave. I'm learning how much money they have. If they have certain amount of money, since I don't have that money, I have to earn that money, because I want to be their place, or I want to cross their standard and be the higher one. This is what it is. Always the competitive mind in your head, that I will beat every single competition out there. Whoever wh- whoever and whatever I think that this is not belongs to me, or this is not belongs to me, or this thing's standard or this person's standards is higher than me. So what I have to do, I have to beat that standard and be the higher one, higher than him. If I being blunt to you, and being bluntly speaking, that this is what I'm heading to. I am starting my new business out here. Everything is in my head. I will be writing down after making this blog. And I'm considering that I will be doing the thing. My university is going to open up. I'm thinking about that as well. Yeah, everything is going uh, I don't know, everything is going very good, very cool. Everything is, yeah. I'm thinking, like, I'm not considering, so I need a business partner, because all of the job I cannot do by myself. I need someone who can actually help me out with this business. And I'm considering my cousin to do this business, because he has some money, and I think he will brag something like this and that. So yeah, that's the negative part of the thing. That will be the negative part. But whenever I needed someone who has his own bike or own car, so that it will be very easier for us to go one place to another. And let's see what happens. And they have their business as well, so I don't think that they will. So this is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about a business, and everything is everything is always in my head. But what is thing is, don't think that it is on my head and I will do that, I will do this. I'm not thinking about it right now. I What I'm thinking is, uh, like don't be like don't be like that person that, okay, we're this, we're that, and everything. Whenever you have a business idea, just write it down, because there is a certain there are a lot of ideas that just clicked for a very milliseconds, for a 10 minutes or 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes it's just fade away. So what you have to do, you have to write that down in a book, on a book, in a book, on your notebook, or if you have a Notion, or write it down on Notion or any note taking app where you combine all of your idea in a one place. Why it is very important? Because whenever you are processing the idea, uh, there is some ideas that is very catchy ideas, there is a very effective and implementable idea, but whenever it is in your head, it is in your head. But after 30 seconds, whenever after 30 minutes later, after 30 minutes you started doing another work, and you just forget about this thing, you just forget about this thing, and you can't remember what you actually thought about the business, and and you never can recall those ideas. And what you know what's the main main problem of this thing? You don't even know, like, you forget, you have forgot you have forgotten the idea that you thought about. So that's the horrified thing that can happen to you. So whatever you are thinking, no matter how trash it is, you are thinking, oh my god, this is so bullshit, but don't worry, just write it down, those bullshit things, because those things will save your life one day. Those things will scream you. It doesn't matter it is trash or not, you can make those trash into a very reality, in a very good idea. So whenever you have this, suppose you have statement, and based on this statement, or based on this idea, you will find another idea. I have many ideas in my, I have many ideas in my head, and I have written all those things down. And if you write those if you read those things, you will say, what the bullshit you have written here. And you know what, yes, I have written so much bullshits, but I know that I can make something good out of it, because this is the raw materials. You know what, when you are making a dish, there are lots of raw materials. Suppose there is some potato, vegetables, meat, chicken, beef, many masala, many spices. So what's happened is, whenever you are seeing all those ingredients, you will say, oh my god, what's gonna make? But when you are tasting the food, then you think, oh my god, this is so good, the dish is so good. So this is the thing. If you are thinking that your ideas, or the ideas that you're coming out from your head, those are such a trash, no, those are not trash, those are ingredients of a very delicious dish. Just make something good of it, bring something good of it, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing I am actually trying to point it out, and I hope everybody got the idea. So whatever you are thinking, just write it down, and trust me, it will be amazing idea. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, fan. Peace.